Those odds make fascinating reading, don't they? Julien, what do you make of them and what do you see happening this summer in the Pan-European tournament?
The bookmakers, they work for me. It's good. I don't want to be favourite. I don't want France to be favourite. I spoke to Paul Pogba the other day. He said, it's good when we outsiders, when we're the underdogs. We don't want to be favourites. So if people think that Belgium and England can win it and that France are only third or fourth or fifth favourite, I think that will go with Deschamps and the players who, although they won the World Cup, will be very happy with not having too much pressure of being favourites or anything like this. I still think it's a very strong French team that will go to the Euros, a team that is 2 more years experience than at the Russian World Cup, that has more maturity. If you look at someone like Kylian Mbappe, obviously, he's a much, much stronger player than he was 2 years ago. And if Paul Pogba gets back to full fitness, and so does Hugo Lloris, for example, then I think there will be a very, very competitive team, and Deschamps won't change his style. It will be the same pragmatic, counter-attacking style, but they're very happy with the way he's been so far for them.
Sid, the bookies say Belgium and England are the teams to beat, are they?
Well, I imagine that the England price is partly based on the fact, of course, that the semi-finals and the final will be at Wembley, that they will play 3 group games at Wembley, so it feels like there's a very, very significant advantage for them. I suppose the question might well be whether they can come through those 2 games they would have to play away from Wembley and get back into London in time for, ready for a semi-final or a final. I must admit, I look at the teams in this, and this doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it was certainly borne out of the last World Cup. I think that France have more good players than anyone else. I think they have a broader variety of really top-level players that other countries don't have. Spain, for example, of course, the team that I follow the most closely, at least professionally, I think Spain have significant flaws in the team. I think England have significant flaws in the team. And so I would personally have Belgium and France as the top 2.
How about you, Stevie?
Yeah, I'm with France, 100%. I don't get how, Belgium, for what, nearly a decade, have been everybody's favourite to get over the line. And the one guy who they rely on, Hazard, probably ain't going to even be playing. So I'm not so sure why the bookies have got Belgium. I understand what Sid's saying about England playing at Wembley, but France, I don't see how anybody is better than France.
Look, I could understand Belgium. Belgium have been top of the world rankings for quite some time now. I felt it was in their striker department that let them down. I think Lukaku's starting to show better form, certainly in that regard, whether he's a clean enough finisher to see a team win a major international tournament. I guess this summer we'll find out. I think the issue with France is the same issues that they had in 2018. But you've got Olivier Giroud still not playing consistently and not scoring consistently. And you've got Antoine Griezmann, who has regressed an awful lot in those 2 years. So as much as you may say that Mbappe has improved, Antoine Griezmann is not the player that he once was.
Jules, just finally on the Euros, we heard Stevie mention Eden Hazard. We know he had ankle surgery recently in Dallas. What do you rate his chances of being fit for the tournament?
So it should be a 2-month absence from now on. I was told the surgery went well today in the US, and he will come back and do his rehabilitation in Europe very soon. There's still a lot of hopes. Real Madrid, I think Sid will agree that maybe he might have a chance to even play a couple of games before the end of the season, for example. And certainly for Roberto Martinez in Belgium, there's a strong belief that he will be ready for the Euros and for June the 12th or whenever Belgium's first game is later in that month. And even if he's not completely 100% at the start, fitness-wise, at the start of the Euros, they would think that by the time you play the knockout games and the big games, the game that really matters, then he would be 100% and he will be firing again and carrying that team. They have a lot of talent to replace him, but with or without Eden Hazard makes obviously a big difference for Belgium.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN+.